when last we left our heroes, you guys went through a wee bit of an adventure. Finding an old farmhouse where you were told, oh yeah, just something buried here, just go get it. And then you fought your way through the various layers, past initially several mundane defenses, and then weirder ones, and then some machinery you get past, and then, oh my god, there's something hidden here, and it's cool, and it's weird. Well, that was nice and straightforward, and then a kill squad appeared behind you.
Yep.
Don't forget that Bruno did his best try to kill my character.
What do you mean?
I mean, sort of. He bashed you in the head with a chair, I believe, when you were sinking in the sand.
That's true. Yes.
That's the revenge for selling all my stuff on eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
as you're
bashing
sinking.
like, oh, he's under the sand somewhere. Time to take this metallic shovel and just stick it in.
Oops, that was his brain. Oh, how sad. Then Bruno bends down and goes, fucking payback's a bitch, motherfucker. But having survived, Bruno's really upset, which is why he's now sulking in some other corner.
Yeah, Kill Squad appeared totally harmless and excited to see a new world teenager turned out to be a werewolf.
Dun dun dun.
Oh.
Well,
That through a measure of somewhat adoptive brotherly love, Victor managed to calm down enough so that he wouldn't kill us before he reverted back to human. And then Anya arrived going, you guys need to stop messing with shit. We really need to talk. You're on timeout.
Also, yeah. Also, the changing back to human happened after he completely brutalized the kill team sent after us,
Yeah.
or
yes.
exploring after us.
At least
And,
most of it, as Anya will also point out, we should probably leave, as the sound of a helicopter can be heard.
And we also found a vat with an illegal Mexican inside.
Well, probably
Sure.
French, but yeah.
I believe he was Bulgarian.
Could be that as well.
Anything non-American is illegal Mexican.
Oh, okay. Is that how Peter sees the world?
It's even worse since he's from 1914, so he's from a different time. So, it just makes it so much worse, the border crossing.
I see.
Border of time.
The government going up to time travelers going, you're an illegal immigrant into this timeline.
You have to go back.
But I am your
We are
grandfather.
deporting
You
you
have
back
to
to
go back.
1914. He's coming in with pistols.
Don't kill him. He's my grandfather. They shoot him. That other guy disappears from time. Oh. Fades out. We've deported him along with his family in this timeline. Okay, let's not get sidetracked by that. Yeah. Anya proposes getting the hell out of here, as reinforcements are no doubt coming.
Yep.
If you don't trust it, well, I mean, you can get out by yourself if you don't trust it, but she starts booting up her laptop and typing in all sorts of things.
No, Victor's like, no, I think we should probably go.
We have a car outside.
Yeah, and they probably have full contingency parked outside as well, waiting for the squad to come out.
Well, unless there's something absolutely vital in there, you should probably just leave it. I mean, let's be real, they probably have it already.
Yeah.
And besides,
Are you made of guns?
What sort of important things we do? If it's just some guns in there, you can replace them. It's
Peter,
just stuff.
Kitten, darling, she can fucking teleport.
Yeah. I can't shoot with teleport.
Yeah, the
How do
point
you
is we don't
defend
shoot,
yourself?
we skedaddle, we get the fuck out of here. And not die.
And all my gear too. What
Oh
about your
no,
laptop?
do you
Isn't it
want to
there?
die for that gear?
I should at least check if the coast is clear.
You can all hear the helicopter.
Yeah, but
that
it's a
doesn't sound like a
helicopter.
clear coast.
Shit.
Look,
Well,
they were
gotta
after
go.
this guy. They are expecting to find something here, and as I believe Anya said during the phone call, or at least what you told us, she said to you when you first met. We've been leaving a trail. If she can follow us, they can follow us. Also, they know what we look like. So yeah, I think we really, really should not be here.
Damn it, that's like a second gun in half a year we're leaving behind. Just doesn't sit well with me.
Oh, well, I mean,
Anya, meanwhile, is gesturing for everyone to get closer into the room if anyone is still outside.
oh no, yeah, Victor's bringing
Dante.
Dante in already. It's like, yeah, we gotta go.
Okay. Everyone is brought close. And Anya will start tapping on her computer and go, okay, this is sort of a lot to do on an impromptu basis. Let's hope it works out. And then there is a bright flash. And the bunch of you will find yourself, first off, in what seems like a completely white space, positioned next to each other, sort of similar as you were before. But as your eyes sort of adjust to the light, you will see little traces of what looks like floating symbols in the air. And rather than just being an all white space, it's actually just an incredibly large room. So large you can barely see where one wall starts and the other ends. And you are on what seems like this very thin, long pathway. You can see some branches off in the far, far distance that lead who knows where.
What does the ground look like that we're standing on?
The ground looks like it is made of some sort of light. It is pure white. It does not seem to be made of stone or brick or anything.
Mm-hmm. I like bang
The
my
wall was. Sorry, go.
or I stomp my foot against the light, like to test how sturdy it feels like.
It
What
feels
was the wall?
very
A giant
sturdy.
screen?
No, I never said anything about a screen. But
Okay.
if initially it looks like you're in a giant white space, but now you can see that there are sort of walls in a very, very far distance, like miles and miles away. Wherever you're going through here, it is quite a distance away.
Are we in some sort of an in-between?
Anya will turn around and go, "You're in cyberspace.
Cyberspace.
Don't
What the
overthink
heck?
about it too much. You can get explanations. If you think about it too much, it might cause adverse effects. So please don't think about it too much."
That I can do. All right.
Victor's trying really hard not to think of Digimon at this point.
Okay, no, actually, when you mention Digimon, do you mention Digimon, or do you just say that as a player?
I think Victor Merman just don't think of Digimon. Don't. This is something about line of this is fucking. Are Digimon real? This is some Digimon shit.
And then if you say that, Anya will sort of turn around. You know what? No, that's good. Just think of it as Digimon. It's the digital world. That's just hold on to that thought.
Yep.
That's nice and stable. That'll help you think of it as a place you can just sort of walk through.
Yep. Holy shit! This is so weird.
You heard the lady. No thinking.
No, you're supposed to think of Digimon and the digital world.
I don't fucking know what that is. So no thinking.
Yeah, meanwhile, less yapping, and we need to start moving. And she just sort of starts wandering along the path. We gotta go this way. This'll take a while, by the way, so, if you have any particular questions, I guess now would be a good time to ask them.
I thought we were supposed to not think too hard and ask questions.
Well, I mean, think more of a casual chatter. Like, if it's too complex, I'll tell you that it's not a topic to discuss right now, but...
Okay.
I mean, okay, how about I ask you a question? Did you know what you were going to find there?
Yes
no,
and no.
Not the dude. The flying thing, yeah.
Yeah, we were sent to find his suit. We did not know that there would be a clone of a tech witch without apparently any magical powers.
A suit, okay, so who told you about that?
The Arcanum Britannia. We've been sort of working with them for a while, on and off for a while.
Okay.
They wanted to get the suit before some other interested party, which presumably is the government. We're going to find it, so...
Okay, so what do you actually know about this Arcanum?
Well, as far as
they want to know
we
stuff, and they send us some field work, and as an exchange, we get some information.
Yeah, basically there are a bunch of, well, based on what we know, there are a bunch of academics with no real power, at least the people that we have been in contact with. They kind of gather information and try and learn more and more about the supernatural, but they're not really part of it themselves. They're like us.
Okay, so they're just a bunch of people also trying to make sense of things and keeping track of stuff. Okay. But more importantly, these people you've been in contact with that call themselves the Arcanum, do you trust them?
To a degree. I mean, they have been our best source of information so far, but it never comes free. Like, it's highly transactional. If we ask for them for information, then we have to give some back. It's mostly been scratch my back, scratch theirs.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's more like information gathering and stuff like that.
And they haven't done stuff like luring you into a trap or doing something where it's clearly shady business that you're intercepting or something that unless you feel like a person shouldn't actually know about.
Unless you count this one, because, the government was right there, but they
did warn us that someone else was after it as well. So they're very forthright that, this is probably going to be dangerous. It's generally, we need you to investigate something. Something strange is happening. And if it is of supernatural nature, maybe figure more out. And I don't think they've ever really asked us to actively deal with stuff that's more... Like with the Stagini, it was more like, there's an undead creature or something that made gangs stop fighting, find out what it is, and if you can get a sample of it, sort of deal. But yeah, no, it's never been really anything that shady, and they're pretty forthright about the circumstances of what happens, at least so it feels. If it's dangerous, they tell us it's dangerous.
Mark was mumbling something about like a Mr. Smiley.
We've never seen the guy. Marcus does. Marcus does believe that they have a pedophile working in the archives, but we've never seen. Yeah. We've only seen one of them.
No, I don't trust them, and we actually don't know anything what they want.
All right. Well, if that's the case, could you please not tell them anything more than you sort of need to, or whatever agreement you made with them? Because I've been worried about a lot of different organizations that may or may not pick up your trail, or may not have been manipulating or impersonating people. Even with our new find, Mr. Virgo over there, he waves. Like, he's talking about me.
I think you guys have a lot to talk about. Like, you are also like a techno wizard, right? I'm asking from the man from yesterday.
Well, he seems offended by the idea of being called magic, but
Now, if you ask him, he will say, like, oh, a techno wizard, I suppose, is a description. I think I prefer to think of myself as an enlightened scientist.
well, I mean, once you understand the rules of magic, doesn't it become a science as well?
No, very much the other way around. Once you understand science to a sufficient degree, it seems like magic to everyone else.
Well, yeah, I mean, same thing.
I have heard that before.
Yeah.
These things are very much a matter of perspective. You know, and I'm trying to think what names would he use for certain things, because, you know, 1900... So, depending on who you ask, the opinions strongly vary. The Order of Reason believes that all technology and magic are ultimately the same thing, and that a proper understanding of it should be given to all people eventually.
Well, I mean,
What is your plans from now on? Are you going to try to search yourself if there's more of you than you?
Well, it seems so far that my abilities don't really seem to be working right now. So I think I shall ask my new friend and make some more friends, and then see what options it gives me. They seem to
could it be
recognize
possible
me.
that could it be possible that the your abilities don't translate to clones? Are they genetic, or are they in? At this point, I'm half prone to believing there is some spiritual element to people. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, definitely, depending on who and how you ask, but, well, it is a complicated science, to be sure. I was fully
Right.
under the impression that if I were to ever be cloned, I'm assuming this is the first time it has happened. I am actually not certain. It has been a while. What year did you say it was? 2000?
2025
2025.
or 2026 at this point, I think. But yeah,
Oh, it has been a while.
yeah, about 111 years for you.
I'll be fair, I expected it to maybe be like 10 years, depending on how things went. But I
Yeah,
suppose
based on the
you don't have a sense
clothes.
of time.
Based on the clothes in your suitcase, that does seem to be the case. But no, you shot by about a couple of decades, almost a century. So
Anya will speak up at that point, and also, speaking of things that we may or may not should trust, Mr. Fargo, I'm just gonna be very honest. I don't know for sure yet whether or not you are not a trap set.
oh, that is a good point.
Because if we are about to take you to a safe haven of ours, it's very possible you are actually some sort of double agent, or perhaps you are filled with trackers, because I find it a little bit weird that some people I am acquainted with that have the capability of contacting me just happen to contacting me with such a lucrative find. So forgive me if I'm a little bit skeptical.
Well, I mean, it
Don't you
could have
have
been a very.
don't you have an like auxiliary place you could just plop us in?
Well, I suppose
the
all
guy?
places are auxiliary, but I will need to talk to several of my allies. But long story short, we should be taking precautions, and I'd really like it if you guys understood that we will be taking precautions, and that might mean not telling you everything all the time, or asking you to step out, or asking you to cooperate with certain security checks. You understand that, right?
I mean, yeah, we're kind of running blind on everything at the moment. So what else is new?
Yes. And I
We're
want
in
you
your
to, I want
house.
you guys to understand as well. I didn't expect anything to come off you guys further adventures. I expected you to go chase some random cryptid in the woods, maybe find something actually scary as a monster, and then probably half of you would die. So,
I mean, we've already met a couple of scary monsters.
well, I mean, scary
More?
as in that you would actually die fighting them. Because there are some really
Oh.
scary things out there.
Oh yeah, like a teenage kid turning into an owl undead thing that is about as fast as a car. That was scary.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's tiers of scariness. There's
Yeah.
there's the sort of scary where it's effectively, a man with a gun is scary, and a big monster that can rip you apart, I suppose, is also scary, but not, ultimately as deadly as just a man with a gun. I mean, like an army of things, or a force of nature, like fighting a hurricane. Like that is scary. That is something you can do nothing against.
Oh, or like a skeletal centipedal spirit thing in a lake that devours the remaining regret of dead Native Americans.
Yeah, I suppose that would be a pretty accurate description of something that's more than just a scary monster that you could shoot with your guns.
Well, Peter tried, didn't work.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, I
Didn't
mean,
work.
you tried, which means now you know.
Yeah, I mean, it was on the other side of the gauntlet, so we just didn't go through, luckily.
Right. Well, I suppose it's good that you guys already know way more than a regular sleeper would know. So
Yeah.
I'm a little conflicted as to what exactly to best do with you, because if you were talented in the technological fields, I might offer you an apprenticeship, but it seems like your talents and drive sort of lie elsewhere. You were all very driven individuals. Some of you look slightly unstable at times, looking at Pex, who's jittering at this point to the back, cracking his knuckles.
Well, question. Is your talent innate, something you were born with, or does it come from an outside source?
Partially, but I also worked really hard for this.
I mean, sure, I'm not questioning that, but is it something that was sort of a spark that was, let's say a spark that was always there that you have then honed into your current skills, or?
She looks at you and at your curiosity and goes, "Oh, you're asking it like that."
Yeah.
Yeah, it is not something that you can just get with hard work, if that's what you're asking.
Right. Yeah, because for us, this comes partially from the Arcanum when we first spoke with the person that initially gave us the contact information, who apparently had interviewed several people like us, but based on personal findings recently, our thing is external to a point.
External, I believe we talked about that briefly last time when you came to visit, and I think you asked me a similar question, pointing to Marcus. She has a laptop open, checking certain things.
Yeah, he would have probably asked something like that because he was happy when we temporarily lost the drive and connection to our, as I call them, patrons. But
right.
We are very different people. Victor is trying to chase this magic and getting himself killed. I would be happier without it, but it has its perks, and I can understand that the world has things that need to be hunted down.
Well, excuse me, I'm chasing information and knowledge. I want to know more and how it works. That's all.
I'm sure you're very curious about all sorts of things, but inquisitiveness can get you killed easily if you don't quite know what it is you're looking at.
Yeah, that's
and there's
true.
Lots of entities in this world that would very quickly kill you if you learned about them.
Yep.
It's like one of the dangers of my work that I deal with on a daily basis. If you leave a trail that someone can follow, or ask the questions out loud to the wrong person, or even are just overheard in the wrong situation, things can very quickly spiral out of control. And
Yep.
there are always eyes and ears watching, no matter where you are.
Like rats.
If you have
Yeah.
any tips how to keep us safe, I'm more than happy to listen.
Yeah, well, once we get to the base safely there, and some of my compatriots and friends can maybe share their perspective on things, then I'll feel a lot more secure. First, we need to get through this place. She points
I make
past
sure.
one of the splits that you arrive at, where a fork in the road goes in multiple different directions. She checks her laptop and goes, all right, now from here, we go this way, along another very long, winding, white road into the far distance.
And I applaud your healthy paranoia. I wouldn't take us into your secret hideouts either. Well, not us or the possible mule, like Marcus whispers and points out for the
Yeah.
for the Mister who woke up like a few hundred years of napping.
How malleable is this space? How
Fairly malleable.
So couldn't you, with your based on what I've only heard about your skills, but if it's malleable, couldn't you fashion a sort of scanner that could try and detect if Virgo here has any trackers or something like that?
Absolutely, but not here and not right now. Again, that's why I'm sort of telling all of you, so that once we arrive, I expect all of you to cooperate, even if it might seem slightly strange. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Looks
I'm
at
just
you,
wondering
and
what.
also will look at Vargo, who will nod and go, I understand. Good.
Yeah.
Because also looks at Dante and goes, if you're not okay with this, we can just drop you off somewhere.
I wouldn't drop him anywhere. He is just undergone his first transformation, so I think it's best he's with us.
Right. I don't even know exactly what he is. I mean,
Well, he's a werewolf.
I've heard of yeah. Well, yes, I briefly saw and I've heard of werewolves. I just didn't think they were a thing, and I don't know exactly what they are.
Well, let's just say that we saw one in the Umbra when these guys came to fetch us or fetch me. There were a bunch of these withered Wendigo-looking creatures, and one of those werewolf things just ripped through an entire army of those, and then just skedaddled.
Right. Well, I
And
don't
this
know what
guy,
the
and he points to
Wendigo things
Dante.
are.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we have pictures. This guy, and he points to Dante. He just ripped through the government's hit squad that came to fetch us. So there were gunshots, and he's fine. So yeah.
Well, it's pretty clear
keep
you're
him
all
calm.
pretty extraordinary in one way or another.
Yeah, my point is just let's not drop him anywhere and try and keep him calm. I don't know what triggers the transformations, but I imagine crisis or extreme fear.
Great.
This point.
Great.
Or full moon, maybe.
I'm going
Yeah.
to just
Also,
give
he is
you
from the Umbra, so
what I don't know what that means in this context. This is all very complicated, and I'm taking a big risk here, so please cut me a little bit of slack. I don't know what a lot of this stuff is either. I have my own expertise.
Sure. My point is just let's not drop him alone anywhere in case he goes on a rampage when he's afraid and alone and betrayed and kills people.
Great,
We
wonderful,
literally brought him from a tribe that has lived in the Umbra for a long, long time. So
yeah, the doctor will also just listen to that and goes, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Then she looks back at the laptop and at the roads. Crap, it's another fork in the road. And he's like, hold on, I need to check where we need to go. She takes a few moments to just check with her computer. I don't remember there being a fork here.
It could be because you're feeling conflicted, and he turns to Dante and just starts making reassuring talk, like asking if he's okay, and it's like, we'll be in a safe place soon, and the lady's our friend, she's gonna help us away from the dangerous men.
Along one of those forks in the road, approaching at a nearly incomprehensible speed, like one moment you see a little dot of light in the far distance.
Yeah.
And then over the course of like 3 seconds, suddenly zooms to your location to be right in front of you.
I'm getting my gun.
Yep. Like, I mean, give me a reaction speed. Give me dexterity, alertness, to see if you would even see it. Like, you would look at the paths, but you would see something in the far distance, and then all of a sudden, and with a fear reaction, you might draw your gun.
I'll try the same one too.
Yep.
Just
Roll
to
that,
see.
please.
Yeah,
I have
think I
2
a gun yet.
successes.
2 successes, and Marcus says,
Is there reaction?
effectively,
No.
this is just if you're paying attention and then how fast you pull your thing. So just roll.
Yeah, okay, coming.
As a very large,
3. Sorry, 2.
glowing, semi-transparent creature in the shape of a spider will crawl along this line on the ground, this path, until it reaches the fork in the road where you are.
Oh shit.
Where it is
What the heck is
very
that?
rapidly spinning and grabbing little bits of the road of light that you're on and eating little bits of it and leaving behind little traces of data behind it as it does so. And Anya, busy with her own laptop, will actually not quite see it in time. She goes, fuck, web crawler.
I'm shooting it.
Yeah,
If
the
I have
spider
time.
initially will make its way directly towards Anya, who will shield herself with her laptop in between the creature and will swat it away with what seems like a little glowy pop, but is doing her best just defending itself. The rest of you pull your guns. Both of you are successful in reacting to this in time as a threat. Both of you just roll dexterity firearms as you quickly take a shot at this as a reaction. 1 hit. Also roll damage if you succeed.
5.
Whoa, 5.
5 successes. Is that your rifle or shotgun or?
Will left the rifle back, so I'm guessing I was armed with the shotgun.
All right.
Yeah.
Then, roll your pistol damage and your shotgun damage.
Was it a 3D10?
For
I
your,
really need to take this down.
You really should write this down, yes.
Yep.
I believe you're using a Glock, which is 4d10,
Yep.
4 damage. Well, 4 damage dice.
Yep.
And then whatever additional successes. And in Peter's case, it's just 1 shotgun blast, which is the 4 additional
8.
dice, and then 8.
Yeah, so 12.
That's a lot of dice.
7 successes.
7 successes, plus however many the other one has, plus it'll soak a little bit.
Yeah, that's 2 for Marcus if it's 6 plus.
And how much did Marcus have?
1 if it's 6 plus.
Yeah, so 2.
Okay.
Or 2.
Let's just see real quick. For his absorption, just 1. Okay, that's 1 additional 1. Okay, so the 2 of you combined will very quickly pull your guns out. And despite this thing having big resistances. The shotgun blast will do a lot to it. And with Anya's smacking on top of it, the creature is quickly destabilized and will sort of split in half and then fall off the pathway of light. Little silken threads of data still connecting it in places as its corpse just sort of hangs off the pathway.
Jesus, what was that?
Anya will reply, like, we're in the digital web. That's a web crawler. They're mainly really fast, and they can just show up at any time, so you have to keep track
like
of
a
them.
virus?
No.
So that was Mr. Google.
They're the manifestation of search engines and other programs that quickly search for any anomalies and changes on the web, and they're one of the main causes of being detected while you're on here. I think we dealt with it pretty quickly, so they probably wouldn't send anything immediately afterwards to investigate again. I was hoping we could get through this place without being detected, but we are rushing a wee bit.
Peter, Kitten, can I see your weapon, please? I'm not sure if this is any help in this realm, but when it worked in the Umbra.
Yeah, looked like I blasted that 8-legged freak straight away.
Well, you rolled an exceptional number of successes.
Yeah, but that's how it shows to like Peter, like, yeah, it worked. I'll show it to you.
And Victor will perform the blessing that we learned in the Umbra to that helps pierce.
Okay, you take a few minutes to bless his weapon.
Yeah.
Now, I believe you also needed to make an occult check for that.
Sure can.
I believe I told you when you learned it what it was, so
yeah,
you should have it written down.
Just basically makes it like it would be silvered, or it pierces through the.
Yes, if you make successful occult check.
Yeah.
Right. So if you could roll that, please.
Yep, rolling intelligence occult.
Otherwise, you just sort of think you did it.
No, 2 1s to fully negate the 2 successes.
Oh, 1s.
Oh, 1s.
You're like, I will bless your weapon. Looking at the dead spider. This should probably work. Yeah. And the insecurity means that it didn't actually
pretty
work.
Much because like, I don't really know if this is gonna work here or these, but it makes me feel safe.
Yeah. Anya will also look at you and goes, you guys just have a whole bunch of tricks. Good reaction speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll keep an eye out on whatever these are.
Please do. We may or may not encounter more.
Yeah. Now I'm keeping my eye, like, now I'm actually aware. I was just wandering around.
Someone should also look behind us at all times. You've seen how fast they are.
Yep. I can try and do that. I'm in the back anyway, so with Dante.
Okay, I guess that means you're not talking to her.
Oh wait, we're walking in a straight line?
Yes, it's a straight line and there's not a lot of place to maneuver left or right.
Oh, that's true. No, he would be close enough to her to ask questions because he didn't get that last time. So yeah, no, he would be like, no, I want to work close.
Good. Well, with that understood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is that narrow.
After the split in the road, there will be a bit more walking. It feels somewhere in between minutes and hours. It's very difficult to gauge the passing of time here. And whenever some of you will check your phone, it seems like the time is almost random. Your digital devices seem to not really work well in this place.
How about taking a photo? I'm take a selfie like on that like a moment.
You pull out your phone and try to take a selfie with it? Okay.
Yep.
Give me Wits technology. As you try to take a selfie while in this place.
Yeah, let me try to find the technology here. Okay.
Yeah, it's always hidden in all sorts of places, I am aware. 3 successes. Okay. The lighting seems to make it almost impossible for your camera to focus properly, so you put it right up against your face and then pull it away. Finally, you're able to make a selfie after what feels like minutes of finicking with the thing. And the lighting is incredibly off, and you can't really see any of the digital aspects. It looks like you took the photo while in a black bathroom with no background, but you can see yourself on the picture.
Okay. That's interesting.
Meanwhile, Anya will say, all right, well, we've got a bit more walking to do. Like I said, I contacted some of my friends. We'll take a talk over there. I suppose the big question for now is, do you guys have a particular stance on supernatural, since you guys hunt that, right?
I think our stances vary.
Right, because
some of us are more...
I was under the impression you guys hunted monsters, and yet sort of nods in Dante's direction. Like,
well, we didn't know
werewolves,
he was a
monsters?
werewolf until literally just now.
Well, I suppose now's a chance to discuss it. Yeah, you have a werewolf with you. Isn't that like a monster you guys hunt?
If he tries to kill people, sure.
I mean, didn't he?
Well,
It was more
that was
self-defense.
maybe more about self-defense category. My personal stance is, if anybody cares, is that like if it's dangerous, then we should find out that should we put it down or not. But
are you worried about your own safety and the safety of your friends? Is that the ultimate point of these questions? Just trying to...
I'm just trying to make sure what I'm dealing with.
Right. Well,
I mean, what if you guys have a stance of kill everything that's not natural, and then all of a sudden you conclude I'm not? You know, that would be kind of lame of you.
I know,
no.
and
After I've
incredibly
helped
stupid. Yeah,
You are
incredibly
full on my
stupid
book
considering where we
so
are.
far.
Right. Well, what about Mr. Fargo over there? You know, I mean,
Well,
as far as I know, he's not a monster, but
nor is he exactly supernatural. I mean, he's a clone. And he
dude,
tried to do his...
She's almost annoyed. Like, why would that not be supernatural? Is it because it's science-based?
Well, my point is mainly he tried to do his, and he wiggles his fingers, his tech stuff, and even he admitted that it doesn't work. Look, personally, unless something proves to be incredibly harmful and is actively out there to eat people, or let's say it has infiltrated society and is poisoning and drugging everyone with garbage water produced from its body to make them susceptible and easily controllable, maybe.
What an odd example.
Yeah, we met one of those guys. Very nasty.
When?
At Devil's Punch Bowl.
Garbage water produced from its own body to...
Well, it was a sort of parasitical spirit thing that had taken or merged with this business guy that was slowly taking over the village. And yeah, the drinking water he served at his own resort was this concoction of seaweeds and whatnot that made people susceptible to him. And he was driving down any and all nature preservations, that basically spoiling the environment and taking control.
Dante will be just fuming with rage as you describe this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds fucking infuriating and awful. You killed him, right?
Yeah, that's kind of why, and he points to Pex and goes, why he's Bruno now. And we have to sort of lay low.
Okay, good.
So yeah, no, but basically things like that actively harm people. We have had some gray areas where we don't always see eye to eye. But yeah, personally, I think so long as it's not dangerous, I don't like we, and he points to the hunters, we are supernatural at this point
Okay.
to an
The
extent.
important part is I want to sort of know if I can rely on you guys as a group or if I should be treating you as just 4 individuals. 5 individuals, well, 6 maybe. Mr. Fargo, can I count on you to just cooperate? I will cooperate with many of my new friends. Okay, great.
Yeah. I think probably at this point, losing as a
Hey, we
group,
work
but
as a
maybe
team.
approach as individuals, because we do have our differences.
Do you have a leader?
No.
Someone who the rest of you would follow if they proclaim that you're going a certain direction, that you do or don't do something?
I don't know, man.
I think Peter holds the reins mainly because he's one of the 2 people who actually have money. So from financial leverage, it's Marcus or Peter. The rest of that, not really. I think what keeps us together is money. We're kind of alone with what we know, and we don't really have anywhere else to go, and it's dangerous alone. So
Okay, well, that's going to make negotiations incredibly difficult.
yeah.
Would the bunch of you be willing to leave this decision to one person? Because if we have to go negotiate with everyone, then it's just going to be a mess. Unless you're willing to just sit there as we discuss stuff.
Oh, I'm fine sitting and discussing.
What are you like going after with this one? Like we
think
are
she wants
all
to
our
know
own
if-
people.
Well, I understand that. I would be perfectly fine just talking to you as a ragtag bunch of go-getters that are trying to, make the best of the world. And I would probably discuss this in detail with each of you individually to see how you stand on certain things. But you gotta understand that if we're going to allow you into a safe haven and be involved in a discussion on topics, I sort of need to know what we're dealing with and how I could maybe present this to my allies. They're going to have the same questions, like, can I trust you guys? How do we talk to them? Who do they represent? If it's 4 individuals, then that's 4 individuals we need to check, do backgrounds on, see if we trust them, see if we agree with their standpoints on certain things, whether or not we want them involved or not.
I think that is the best approach. I mean, especially considering taking example for myself. Out of this group, I'm probably more liberal when it comes to supernaturals. You can ask that question, or you can verify with them. I'm not sure if they agree, but I'm more of the unless it's an immediate or a great danger, maybe learn from it or about it and maybe let it go. Whereas then Bruno stands on the opposite end of the spectrum, who is more like, it's not natural, burn it with gasoline. So yeah, we have pretty broad, a rather broad spectrum of
It's a spectrum.
tolerance in this group.
Yeah,
and
it's a
Which
spectrum.
also speaks more than all of us together. So
Well,
Yeah.
if he were to talk to us and come to certain conclusions, would you trust his conclusions on it?
Well, I would assume that the conclusions were come to through ensuring him that you're not supernatural, or at least not, or at least that you're incredibly harmless, and you have promised him something he can kill. Probably.
Well,
I would be confident that Victor thinks that he got the answer he wants.
What?
yeah, what? Marcus nods and smiles. Uh-huh.
Who got what answer? Where?
Just forget about it.
Okay.
No, you have a voice. I want to
You get
understand
to
you,
speak up.
Marcus.
What do you mean? Like secretly he detests Victor. And he's like, ugh. Victor is fucking talking about the things again. Puts more bullets into rifle.
Yeah. I'm totally fine that you will go this through with Victor, and if I have some questions after that, I'm gonna ask them.
All
Like,
right, well, we'll leave it at that.
I think regardless of who it is, the decision is going to be questioned because our motives ultimately are to a degree different, and we all kind of want the different things, but the end goal is usually somewhat aligned, which is why we're together.
Well, we'll have to make do with that, I guess. Anyway, and halfway across a road that you're walking on. Anyway, we're here. I'm gonna go ahead, make some small preparations, and well, I suggest you don't take too long, or straddle on this. It's down here. I understand this can look scary. Just steel yourself, and she will grab Vargo by the arm and then throw him off the road into the abyss below.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
And then she'll jump after, leaving the bunch of you just alone up here.
I want to
Did
be
you just
away.
kidnap our guy?
No, I don't think so.
It looked like that.
I mean, as she said, that's the entrance.
Yeah, she's gone. It's just a bunch of you up here.
Well, I'm sure she wouldn't commit suicide here. So follow.
Well, we were supposed to wait a little bit.
I don't think she said that. She said, "Don't wait too long."
Oh, I took that as wait a little bit, but not too. Okay, I mean, yeah, sure. Victor jumps.
After.
Okay, I'm gonna jump after the rest.
Okay.
I'm not going to stay here alone.
See you in Wonderland.
Okay. Does anyone stay
see
with
you on the other
Dante?
side.
Because he
Hey,
seems
Dante.
hesitant to
I'm
jump.
assuming Victor's holding his hand. So he's basically pulling Dante down with him.
Yeah.
If
Victor
you're
hasn't
trying to
let
pull
Dante go
down
too
with you,
far or
he
let go at all
will-
if he can.
Yeah, no, if you're jumping down and holding on to Dante, Dante will just pull you back up and put you next to him. Who else was jumping?
Peter was, and he totally thought Victor's gonna bring Dante with him.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump.
Yeah. Dante seems hesitant. He's like, why would we jump here? That looks dangerous.
Victor's like, I'm so sorry. The lady explains hideout is down there. It's safe jump. Away from the spider monsters. We have to go down there to hide.
Yeah, speaking of, at this point, another one of those can be seen in the far distance, skittering its way towards you at high speed.
Yeah, because like, okay, go now.
Give me a manipulation empathy.
Okay. Manipulation, empathy.
Because he does not seem to want to jump.
Sure. Damn it. Can I roll my
Yeah, go ahead
first?
every time.
I keep forgetting it.
At one of these points, you'll remember to roll it at the start of the session.
Yeah, I try to make that a point, but
Yeah.
for some reason I keep forgetting it.
It should be like, okay, stream is on, the Discord stream is on. Can you hear me? Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Is the foresight rolled?
I'm gonna use it for this.
Yeah,
because it's also when we talk, I don't want to interrupt and go, oh, by the way, I'm rolling this.
Yeah.
I think 4 successes is fine. I used a foresight on this, but I mean,
yeah, okay. Well, then, yeah, don't bother re-rolling it. Yeah, 4 successes, no need to re-roll. It's like, did it succeed with 4? No, you need 18 successes. Like, whatever the fuck. Yeah, he'll hear you, and he'll see that, and he'll be fine. Reluctantly, he jumps.
yeah, and I jump after.
Yeah. He panics. You say you jump after him. He holds on to you as he jumps down.
Sure, but like, yeah.
He's squeezing your hand, going, as he's not very happy about the falling situation. Falling is not his natural habitat.
Falling from a digitalized highway up in nowhere. Yeah, I know. But fully understand that.
Those of you who fell first will find yourself suddenly landing as if falling backwards and sitting down in a chair. So initially, Peter, Bex, Marcus, you will just suddenly find yourself sitting in a room, pictured, in what seems like office desk chairs, arranged in a circular area in what seems like some sort of server room, or at the very least a room with a lot of servers in it. Table in the middle, lighting overhead. And as far as you can tell, there was no entrance. It's just 1 minute you were in the area, and now boom, you're sitting in this chair. It takes you a few moments to get your bearings. And after a few minutes, when you have your bearing, I don't know if you would immediately do something.
Just checking the surroundings.
Yep. From the light in the ceiling, where there will be some crackling, and then all of a sudden, from that, thunk, Victor and Dante will similarly get thrown into a chair.
Okay, good. You're here. Well,
Yeah.
now we're all here.
We are. You know, I wonder if those spiders can leave the road highway, or how far they can see.
Well, where's she? Anya, can you tell us?
You don't see her right now.
Okay. Where the heck did she go?
She's
Or
probably,
where did they go?
I mean, she's probably figuring stuff out, making sure everything's safe, and
Is there a door somewhere from here?
There is a door in the room.
Gonna walk on it and like try to listen through it.
Mm-hmm. Listen through it. What would you hear if you listened through it? I'm going to say you hear nothing noteworthy. You hear the constant hum of servers. You don't hear talking.
Opening the door.
Opening the door will reveal a very short corridor which connects to another small set of connections. You seem to be in some sort of large grain silo, which has been modified with stairs leading up and down into some sort of multi-level hideout, where you are on one floor, and then if you take the stairs down, there seems to be a little kitchen area downstairs, and then a living quarters slightly higher up, and you were in sort of a server room, conference room in the middle. When you approach the living quarters area, you will hear Anya apparently talking to someone. Finishing up some sort of conversation.
I'm gonna cough like loudly.
Okay. Yeah, if you're making some sort of sound, a voice will yell back, all right, beat her in a bit. And then the conversation will finish up. And she will approach you in the stairwell. And then back, okay, if you guys could go back into the room. I need to finish up contacting my friends. I have asked Mr. Vargo to please stay in one of the chambers for now. Like I said, we don't know things for sure. Similarly,
Just a thought. Like, are we sure that he's been in this techno thing for a while? Are we sure that he doesn't have like some simple like tracker on him, like a physiological one?
Yes, well, that is part of what I'm figuring out right now. I'm having some of my students also help out with this.
If I were you, I wouldn't have bring him here.
Well, we don't have a whole lot of options. Right now, we're working on a short leash, and besides, I'm confident that with me and some of my friends together, we'll be able to figure something out. Similarly, for you guys, for the purpose of goodwill, would all of you mind handing over your weapons?
I have a feeling that you are a lot more armed than we are.
Well,
I mean, yeah, but a gun can still kill her. So, I mean, I understand it. What do
it's
you
sort of about the
define as a
principle
weapon?
of the thing, to lower general tensions.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want one person saying the wrong thing and maybe trying to intimidate someone else. And I sort of know how my friends are, and they can be a little provocative at times.
What,
Okay.
Ziv?
I think that you should like be very clear that like we have a fucking werewolf with us.
Yeah, I'll try to make that clear.
And
as
Bruno
well.
has a nasty streak as well. Marco's gonna like hand him his weapons.
Okay. Does everyone else
Okay.
hand their guns over?
Victor
I'll
empties his
protest a
pocket.
bit. I'm like, what? But let me at least have my sidearm. Like, you know, it's an American right.
Look,
Yeah, but we're not
I
in
get
America
it, but
anymore.
it's about the principle of the thing. It's about these negotiations hopefully not ending terrible.
Victor
Okay.
approaches Peter and goes, "Kitten, the problem is we're not in America anymore."
Actually, we're in
So-
Wichita right now, but that's not the point. Which it is still America. The problem is that's not the point.
Yeah.
Victor gives
Yeah.
her a sort of please. Why? Look, a silent.
It's
Why
lucky
do you
that
make this
you're so
difficult?
pretty.
And he goes,
Him going to
just hand it over,
the
kitten.
tech wit. It's a good thing you're pretty.
No, he doesn't. But
Actually,
he gives her the sort of under the brows, head a bit tilted, like, did you not figure what I was trying to do? Why do you make my job more difficult? Like, oh, come on now.
I know. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's important that these things are done willingly.
Okay. Well,
Sure.
I do in the end give my weapons away.
Okay.
I want them
you.
back as soon as possible.
Yeah. She puts them in a bag and just, walks out. Hands the bag to one of her students who will carry it out. Just put these in a locker or something for now. Okay. The others should be here in a little bit. Have you guys determined who's going to be in charge? Otherwise, some of them can be a little formal. So please, like, raise your hand or something if you want to say something. I think of them as like a posh aristocrat teacher who expects things to sort of go according to how they expect it to be. They might sort of consider you the help.
Inferior?
Yeah, they
Oh,
probably
so
just sort
I
of
know the
consider
type.
me to be, in charge of you. So if you act in a way that's too rambunctious, it'll reflect poorly on me, and then they might not take the situation serious anymore.
Okay, so are we talking about Downtown Abbey nobility style, or are we talking about neckbeards with a superiority complex who think they're smarter than better than everyone else?
Maybe think like related to the British royal family, sort of.
Okay,
So
I can work with
Downton
that.
Abbey.
Naughty, snobby nerds, you think they're better than else.
Marco's gonna like try to hide somewhere on a chair or something and open up his laptop. He's preparing for like something bad to worst.
Okay, great. I mean,
mentally.
Okay.
And he's decided that he's gonna keep his mouth shut.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep my mouth shut too, but I've been on peace missions or peace talk missions, so I'll try and keep things calm.
All right. Well, good. Now, first off, after that's been done and all of you guys sort of settle in, one of the students, one of Anya's assistants, will come in and sort of, hand all of you like a cup of coffee and some biscuits, offer you a tin. Like, go ahead and take some.
Thank you.
Probably
Very,
going to be here for a little
very
bit.
nice gesture.
Does anyone want tea instead of coffee? I can go brew
Yes,
a pot.
please.
Okay, that was. I was
Coffee.
hoping you wouldn't, but okay.
It'll
Be a minute.
Please.
Then perhaps not offer it.
Well, it's fine.
It's polite, I know.
I know.
And
It's fine.
you are the host. You dictate what's on offer.
I gotta go find the kettle. Anyway, that student will go off and do its thing. No image pictured. It's literally just would be a boring grad student, and she has multiple of them. Then the lighting of the various machines will start crackling, and a bolt of lightning will strike one of the nearby chairs, which will then give like a black spot explosion, and in that spot will now sit this person wearing several technological gizmos on them and some sort of blue goggles and smoke coming off them from the explosion.
Victor turns to Peter and goes, "Was our entry that violent? Flashy?
What did you say?
Was our entry that flashy and violent?
Oh,
I don't remember that much smoke."
don't think so. I was kind of keeping my eye on the room, not you.
Okay. Victor will also sort of turn to Dante and explain to him what's about to happen is that we're going to talk to people. It's probably going to be boring, but try to stay calm and try to not provoke or get provoked. We are in their house and they're much stronger than us, so we have to play it cool and diplomatic. Just so he's in the loop of what's happening, as opposed to us just leaving him out in the cold and wondering what the fuck.
Yeah.
Because his English is still not perfect, so.
With a big cough, the man in the chair who, imagine talking a little bit like Rick of Rick and Morty, which I don't think I can do the voice the entire time, but would talk something approximate to Tanya. All right, I came as soon as I heard the news. What you got? Like, do you say you found this clone? A clone of Lord Fargo? And I will go, okay. Okay, everyone, hello, Eris. Yeah, I want to avoid role-playing with myself too much, so we'll go, okay. Everyone, meet Eris Thorn of the Sons of Ether. I'll explain everything in a little bit. Would you like tea or coffee in the meantime? Tea, please. Of course. The assistants will once again be sent back and forth to get some. Next up. One of the nearby chairs will just sort of morph in its entirety until a person is there. So one moment there is a chair, the next moment that chair is gone.
Oh, I just sat in that.
Well, now it's no longer a chair, now it's a person.
Yeah, Victor goes, did I sit in you?
the man will, in a slow, methodical pattern, say like, you did not.
Oh, thank goodness. I would have been so sorry.
Your intent is accepted. Anya, I believe you had several questions to me regarding a Garou. Also,
Victor's
who are
armor.
your friends? Also, they will also look at the other professor, Rick-like, who's there. And additionally, then just in the middle of the room, there will be a knocking sound, and then out of nowhere, a door will appear, just a plain wooden door, which will then swing open, and on the other side looks a very well-dressed man who looks like a Victorian noble in appearance, and the fact that he's walking with a cane, with a large medallion around his neck, and a very, very snobbish attitude on his face.
He still looks at his mundane clothes and goes, I need to get my suit fixed. Like under his breath.
Anya will briefly introduce everyone to everyone else, and goes, all right, I've told all of you sort of why I thought it was necessary to come here, and due to the complexity of the situation, I've called a little bit of an emergency meeting council. I understand you're all very busy, and I would not use my credibility to call you in here for nothing. You know that. Let me briefly introduce everyone to everyone. Everyone, this is Archmage Valerius Thorn of the Order of Hermes, who will just snap his fingers and go, help, could you get me a cup of Earl Grey, please? Anya, I understand that you don't want to waste our time, but well, you need to sort of announce these things beforehand. This is all very last minute. She will introduce Kaelin Stormwalker O'Shea of the Dream Speakers, who will say that the protection of Gaia and the stability of the spirits announced way beforehand that I needed to be here. I was well prepared. And lastly, Eris Thorn of the Sons of Ether, who will say that the rediscovery of Lord Vargo would be the most amazing thing to happen in the last 100 years. If there's even a small chance that this is actually him or some part of him, then the Sons of Ether would owe you a great favor. And very quickly, the four of them will start bickering in quite technical terms about exactly what was found, and they will discuss that supposedly some acquaintances of Anya, while on a field mission, had discovered an old Sons of Ether base where an old cloning vat was found, or something they suspect to be a cloning vat, where someone who claims and meets all the appearances, at least at first check, seems to be a clone of Tsar Vargo. And they go, well, all right, but exactly, well, they can't remember anything, and he doesn't seem to be able to use any of his previous abilities. And then a long discussion using lots of technical terms will break out between the bunch of them. Mainly, they are trying to determine what to do with this clone and how to determine whether or not he's safe. As long as none of you speak up, they seem to just have a very heated discussion with each other.
Victor's trying to listen whether or not anyone mentions the. Is Vargo as a part of the conversation?
He is not. He is currently still in his quarters, apparently.
Okay, Victor's trying to listen in on the when they speak about him not remembering if anyone mentions the memory synchronization that Vargo mentioned.
They don't.
Okay, if they don't, Victor sort of slowly raises his hand up because that was instructed
Yes.
to request
then,
that.
as Anya is talking, at some point she will go to the. Yes, Victor, you have a remark. I hope it's
Well,
important.
only while you were discussing him remembering, he did mention that a memory synchronization was to happen, but we couldn't find anywhere where that would happen in the cellar where we found him. So is that important? Is that something that could be done somewhere or located where that was meant to happen?
The member of the Sons of Ether will speak up at that point, like, yeah, well, that sounds like the sort of technology he would have prepared. And I don't know exactly where he would have it, but now that we know about it, we can start looking for it. So obviously we're going to do that. And then again, a discussion will break out, like, you can simply look for his spirit out in the deep umbra if it's somewhere afloat, or supposedly if his original body is still out there fully active, then this would simply be a redundancy and wouldn't actually mean anything. Or perhaps that can be used to track him. And again, they will go into a discussion as to how they would go about supposedly finding his real self, which is supposedly out in the Umbra, in his Zeppelin fleet, doing the good fight, supposedly, according to rumors, and then others are highly skeptical of this, since there has been no sighting for a very long time. They seem to be talking about some war that he was involved in, but mainly how at this point he would be a spiritual figurehead more than that his technology would mean anything. And then there's immediately a discussion that no, obviously, if he has been active for the past 100 years, his technology would have evolved in a different direction, and he would be way ahead of anything that the technocracy would have currently developed. And then a different discussion starts as to whether or not iteration X or the other components would not have also been developing all this time. Many very technical terms. But ultimately, this discussion will end up and say, okay, well, I think we can conclude that Eris, you will take control of the clone. We will leave him in your hands, and we will give him as sort of a peace offering of goodwill for a favor to be cashed later. Is that agreeable? And they come to an agreement like, all right, that's... as for verifying that it's actually true, can we count on your cooperation while that's being figured out, Mr. Thorne? Who will just sort of wave his hands and goes, oh, I'll find an opportunity in our schedule. I am interested in seeing where this goes. But you also had some other questions, I believe. I don't believe you would have called counsel just for this. Well, there was something else I was hoping to get your opinion on. Eris, being interested only really in Lord Vargo, so I will go and inspect the patient, and then he will actually just go off, and if it's important, you can call me in later, and then he will leave the room and apparently go upstairs to where you know the clone is. The other seemed somewhat annoyed, but his excitement seemed understandable. This calms this conversation down significantly. And at this point, their attention will actually turn to you five.
Yeah, Victor's arm sort of snakes around Dante's in a sort of protective gesture. And he's like, well, they still want to know about the guru.
Right.
More way.
Hold on, I have to turn something off. Why the fuck are people messaging this late at night? The fuck? Okay. After that, right. I did have some questions which I was hoping to get your insight on. My associates here have been of some help recovering things, but because they have been acting as standalone agents all this time, I am not entirely sure whether or not they have any connections that we should be worried about. Archmage, could I ask you to scry them and check if they are perhaps associated or linked in any way to any Nephandic rituals? At which point the Archmage will stand up and he will, wave his hand a little bit, and it will extend into that stick he's holding in the picture. And goes, I understand. With some of the things you talked about, I was initially thinking that maybe they were recently awakened, but they didn't seem to fit any of the profile with that. Right, but they do have certain abilities, and we'd like to know a little bit about them. Additionally, it's very odd that they would have a guru with them. At which point, the other one will... Kalen will sort of go, right, that is most odd.
Victor raises his hand again. Victor raises his hand again.
Well, one moment. You'll get your questions in one bit. Just hold your tongue, as Mr. Thorne will go up to you first, and go up to your mouth, and then just cooperate for a little bit. This will not sting much, as he will open your mouth, and then press the metal rod against your tongue, like a doctor pressing down your tongue to look inside. And then lift your chin, as if to check your throat, and we'll rub the rod up against that, like a doctor doing an inspection.
Yep. Victor's more than eager to apply or comply.
Yep. I'm also assuming all of you are still sitting in the chair, at which point he will strike the rod against the bottom of your knee, which will have a reflex reaction. Everything seems dandy. Doesn't seem to be anything bad with this fellow, except that he has a very minor spiritual attunement. Kalen, I'll leave that with you. You're much better at that stuff. I'll just do a quick check of the others, if you don't mind. He will go up to the next one in line, which would be Marcus, just sitting in the chair as well. Would you leave him just to do his medical examination with you?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him like a pretty a suspicious glance, and then I guess you want to check out my throat as well. Just warning, I didn't wash my teeth for a few days.
Mm-hmm.
As he's done with Victor, I try to get a look my eyes with Victor, and I try to show him thumbs up, thumbs down, and a questioning look.
Oh my god. Nah, it's a too serious situation. Victor will give you a smile and a thumbs up.
All right.
He's not
relax a bit.
Yeah, he's not gonna stay there eyes glazed as he intended originally. Not the type of jokes.
Yeah, but one by one he will go over all of you. It will take a few minutes. Meanwhile, the other one will ask questions, particularly just directly at Dante. So, all of you feel free to speak up if you have any information about this. Why did you choose to travel with this pack? They seem to be not related to your kinfolk. Dante will say, we'll first point to Victor and say, this one, distant cousin. And others, good people, helped tribe. Honorary. And I wanted to see much of the world. Did not know I was what the fuck was the term he used? Did not know I was one of the special ones quite yet. Should probably return to my tribe and tell them. Or perhaps find other pack I can be with, if that is required, but would like to see a little bit of world first.
Victor turns to Dante and goes, when did you, what do you mean distant cousin?
Dante will say, you smell like kinfolk.
Oh, I mean, in what regard?
Dante will have a little bit of difficulty informing, like, well, obviously you just, obviously you smell related.
Maybe get showers a bit.
The
more
dream
often.
speaker will speak up and say he probably means that to his more attuned senses, he can sense a familial bond that isn't immediately obvious to you. He probably means that you are a distant relative of one of the other tribes that the Garou associate with.
Well, I recently learned that my that my mother is of the man. I wish I wrote this down properly. Oh,
You
right.
probably should have.
I wrote something, but now that I'm rereading it, and please correct me if I'm wrong, because Victor would probably remember this as opposed to my ramble. Glassok ore was the actually. Well, we have the symbols there.
Yeah. He would if you say that, specify like, okay, you're probably talking about the Glasswalker tribe.
Yes. I recently learned that my mother is a descendant of them.
Okay, that can make some sense. The Glasswalker tribe were a tribe of Guru that decided that the cities of humanity, which were normally shunned, were in fact just another concrete jungle to try and survive in, and one that should be mastered, including all of its technological obstacles.
Yes, that is ever since visiting Dante's tribe and speaking with the elders, there was a lot of communication difficulties.
But also, you are not one yourself directly, you are just tangentially related to them. That happens a lot. The Garou tribe only produces true Garou, one in every 100, perhaps.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't even suspect that I was like him, just that it explains the familial scent, probably, like distant offshoot of the Glasswalkers, I guess.
Most likely. But I am still very impressed that there would be any instance of a Guru not directly associated. It would be extraordinarily lucky. And I do not believe in blind luck. So I am curious why he is willing to travel with you in this manner.
I guess it's because we helped defend his village in the Umbra from an attack from these horned Wendigo-looking creatures that lurk in the fog. I think penumbra is the term that was used of the place. I accidentally crossed over and met a couple of them and was invited into their village for about a week or so. Before my friends came over and saved me, thanks to Anya and her help. So we offered a trip back for any who wished to come, and Dante was the only one who wanted to cross over.
Dante will speak up himself like, had been in village my whole life. I wanted to see the world, did not want to stay there my whole life, saw no future.
Right. We did try to warn that this world is very different and it's likely a one-way trip, but I think considering that he is a Garou, he might be a lot safer returning than we initially thought if he wants to, provided he can learn how to control his
I suppose that greatly depends
voracious
on
nature.
where you wish to apply your skills. Anya, these are not your students, are they? The Archmage is also done examining all of you and will say that they have no trackers or hidden gizmos on them or any rituals cast on them as far as I can detect. Some of them have some weird infection pointing to Pex and are touched by various spirits in small ways, but nothing particularly nefarious or associated with the NWO, as I can tell.
Yeah.
Han, remember the ritual that was taught for Marcus by the very suspicious preacher guy?
Absolutely true. And similarly, they wouldn't say anything about that.
All right, okay. Well, Marcus feels better after hearing that.
Yeah, I was like, nope, some very minor tidbits. Like
small things. Nothing.
Yeah, there's some small tidbits. It seemed like all of them are a little quirky in ways, but no big reality deviancy.
Huh. So you can't. And he looks at the Archmage and raises his hand again because he doesn't want to talk to him directly without permission.
Yeah, he aims his little rod in your direction. You may ask a question.
So, does that mean you don't really sense any external forces? I mean, you did say minor things, but no influence on the psyche or anything external like that?
Well, minor spiritual influences are present in every direction constantly, and those can largely be dismissed. But more importantly, I was checking to see if anything was directly manipulating you. Particularly if any of the forces we were being highly skeptical about in this situation might be pulling strings on you, and that does not seem to be the case.
Right.
I did not find any technological gizmos tracking you in any way, even a bug just listening in on the situation. And no rituals cast, no spirits haunting you.
No.
At most, there are little flecks of things which might be influencing you in small ways, but certainly nothing of the nefarious sorts that we were afraid of.
Right.
Marcus is about to like say something snarky, but then like controls himself.
It's just I'm still curious about the source of our drive, so to speak, to chase the supernatural, which by my experience, and I believe to an extent Marcus's experience here, is external to a large degree. So I'm just curious about
That's probably something that that Kalen is far more suited to talk about. That seems spiritual in nature. Anyway, Anya, was there anything else? It seems like this was, I mean, all very interesting, but your ragtag bunch of new friends can, I mean, they're probably not a big risk. Do with them whatever you want. If you plan to use them for any large-scale operations, well, then, let me know. I'll inform our teams if necessary, but looks you all over again. I mean, is that really the best you could find? I expect to have slightly higher standards for personnel. No offense, we'll go over to. It's just that we expect a bit more militaristic structure. As opposed to very freeform.
Yeah, Victor raises his hand again.
No, I'm busy talking to Anya right now. And, well, actually, he will catch himself and sort of go, actually, that's not entirely true. We do try to embrace a free-spirited mentality on these things. We are not the technocracy, after all. But I feel like we should hold ourselves to certain standards of excellence.
Well, it's more that we're pests that she called up along the way.
I did not give you permission to speak. But very well, ask your question.
Oh, it wasn't the question. It was just in her defense, we're more of a pest who can't stop bothering her when she gave us her number and we were in danger. So it's not really her fault.
Well, it's nice that you're honest about that. Anyway, he checks his watch. Anya, were you planning to send them towards any technocracy operations? And you actually need me to explain things on the larger level, or? And at that point, Anya will also look at you and go, ah. And at that point, a little bit of a save game, as it were, like, and then we go into meta discussion for 1 second, because we briefly discussed this before. Would you pursue being allied with the mages when it comes to the Men in Black? And all of the stuff that Anya would talk about as, the big things that the mages constantly deal with? Or would you prefer lower level dealing with, perhaps the monsters that Dante is more on the level of, as opposed to large, weird, world-shaping adventures that mages are involved in? Because those are very different things. And we can do a mage campaign in the future, but...
It's true. Oh boy.
Just double checking with everyone. Because I think last time you said, let's not go too balls to the wall in terms of scale.
That is true. As much as I think Victor would be like, ooh, mages. But at this point, he's more like, well, I mean, we still have Dante and don't want to leave him behind.
Yeah, because that would probably be one of the cases. Like,
yeah,
Garou are sort of impossible to put as a square peg into the round hole.
Yeah, and by what the Archmage says, we do not have the gift, or we're not awakened in that sort.
Yeah.
So
also, you don't exactly have the discipline, because your hunter drive sort of very explicitly pushes you in a different direction than the sort of acolyte of a mage you would need to be in order to even learn sorcery.
Yeah.
Like, would any of you be willing to say, like, and for the next 5 years of my life, I study under her as an acolyte in order to learn this stuff, and my family and my other plans in life, those are all gone, and we focus on this now? Like, no.
Honestly,
right?
if it was offered to Victor, he would probably be like, I mean, that's kind of what he's been. I mean, let's be honest. Ever since the house, that's kind of what he's been chasing.
Yeah. And if you survive the campaign, that's probably what your character would end up doing.
Sure, yeah.
But with all the other player characters, I don't really see that happening due to, Seal.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And the part that Victor does want, you can probably simply get through association.
Yeah.
Like, mage campaign later.
Sure, yeah. Absolutely.
All right, if we all agree on that, then, the Archmage would probably go, like, all right, if that's all sorted, yeah, no, Anya, look like you're all safe. And we'll talk later when there's more to talk about. Anyway, I'm done playing doctor. I need to go talk to my students. All right, have a good day, everyone. And then he will... Then there will be a door suddenly in the middle of the room that you didn't see there before, and he will step through it, close it shut, and then the door will, with a blink of an eye, just be gone again.
Man, that's so cool.
Leaving just Kalen, the dream speaker. Now I'm thinking real quick. Did I fucking call them? Yep, dream speakers. Okay, yep, that is what they're called. And Anya there with you. And go, all right, guys, you have done me an enormous favor. Like, more than you can really understand in helping me get Mr. Vargo here and getting a favor for that. That is very useful for internal politicking, and I sort of owed them a favor before, so this allows me to repay that. And I understand you've had a situation for a while. We had questions about that last time. about, what might be driving you, what that voice is you've sometimes been hearing. Not to mention your new friend, gestures in Dante's direction. Which is why I asked my friend who is an expert on spiritual matters, gestures towards Kalen. You could call him a shaman of sorts. But is that okay, Kalen? Right? I think you prefer the term shaman. He nods and goes, I do sort of prefer that term.
Over what?
Purely
curiosity.
Well, the term dream speaker is more of a formality within the council. Of course, if you want to get really technical, it would be kafida. Or spirit talker, or Star of Eagles children, or Shinto practitioner specialist, or and he will actually rattle off a whole bunch of terms that apparently get used as an analog for shaman.
Marcus goes to search for more coffee for himself, just to keep himself awake.
Victor leans over to Anya and goes, just to clarify, do I need to raise my hand to speak with him, or was that just with the other four?
That was mainly just with him. You can speak freely here.
Okay. Just checking. I mean, your archmage friend was really cool, but
yes, but unfortunately, the Order of Hermes can be a little snobby and elitist at times.
I mean, hey, if I could pop out doors in the middle of, I guess this is reality, and just magic myself a rod, I would probably be a bit snooty as well.
Yeah, he's unnecessarily vulgar at times. He enjoys the showmanship. It's fine. It's fine. I personally find it way too draining. Even the thing I used to get us here earlier has left me pretty exhausted. I'm going to have to rely on my students for everything else. So if something does suddenly happen, Kalen, I will sort of be in your hands.
Oh, a question that Shuri probably asked earlier, but there was a lot happening and we couldn't find you. How far can the spiders see, and can they leave the data highway?
Spiders? Oh, the web crawlers from earlier.
Yes.
Oh, well, they mainly just follow along the roads, and anything they encounter or anything at any node, they will examine. There's a lot of data there, and what you were seeing was a very abstract layer. Don't worry about it too much. When we fought it earlier, that was just us covering our tracks.
Right. No, I meant because when Dante hesitated to jump down, so we had to have a little bit of discussion, and at that point, one of them was zooming towards us from like far away still.
Oh, it shouldn't be a problem if it just saw you. I mean, things see us from very far away all the time.
Right, but us jumping down at that point wouldn't be an indication of entry here, follow, anything dangerous. Just a heads up if necessary.
I don't think it should be a problem.
Okay.
But I am always checking my security.
How about the men in black? They seem to be searching for this guy. And I don't think that they're going to stop searching.
Well, to be fair, they're probably also searching for us.
I don't think so.
Why would they be searching for you?
Well, let's just say we had remember the previous guy you had us fetch?
Right, yes.
Right, so we shot one of their Terminators in the face and threw molten gun bits at them, and that mechanical guy definitely saw us. So if they have any recording devices in their head, which one I would put there if I was the government, they would have our faces.
Yeah, most likely. But you guys are fortunate in the sense that unless you are directly associated with an operation on a much larger scale, they probably won't do much more than simply keep an eye on you. If I know how they work at this point, they will be tracking you, but it will probably be years before they take any action. You're very low on their list unless you actually prove to be more than simply an extraordinary citizen.
Would driving into a massive sinkhole into the Umbra count?
I suppose it
Because
would sort of depend on whether or not you created it. You mean what you did in National Park, right? I mean, imagine for a second if it wasn't you guys, but just some random civilian doing the same.
Right, no. I mean, my point is just, there apparently have been, like, we have repeat exposures to them. I believe Marcus had some alien video footage that got confiscated from him by those guys. And then there was the whole
understand that you
driving
guys are
shooting.
worried. Look, I understand you guys are worried, but you always got to think if instead of you, it was some random citizen with a gun, would they be able to tell the difference?
Well, not from an incident, but I'm just worried that because there's been repeat offenses. So
Marcus is slowly like raising his hand up, like he wants to say something.
Yeah, go ahead. You don't need to raise your hand anymore. It's fine.
No, that was just to like make Victor to stop stalking. Mostly, I'm worried that they might think of us as a tool of getting to you guys. We have seen your like secret hideouts. We have some idea where it might be located. We know how you look like. And all of that information is something that I could use if I wanted to track you guys out. And that's not just me like thinking like ex-criminal.
I understand you're worried about something like that, and that is something I am constantly on the watch for. But we're all examining each other from a distance, and they would need a lot more than their mundane tech tracking ability in order to be able to properly corner us here. And besides, we're not in a full-scale war where they would openly just raid one of my bases for that. That costs resources, and I'm not in any operation that's openly in conflict with them. They have their hands busy with far larger things, no matter how much of a deviant they might consider me to be.
Okay, good. So I don't need to worry about waking up one morning at Guantanamo Bay, being waterboarded for your location.
Well, you got to think of it like this. How much money would you be willing to spend for just some information out of a lackey? Maybe. How many millions? Probably not many, right?
They seem to have a lot. Marcus says and pour some milk on his coffee, but then shuts up and goes back to the chair, like glancing at his phone.
Like, I understand that you're worried. And maybe if you gave them the opportunity, an easy opportunity, or were ever arrested by police that happens to be associated with them, or hung around the same area for too long, or really stuck your nose into their business, then they would absolutely seize the opportunity to squeeze you for any information they could. But if you stay on the move, if you try to stay below radar, don't do any, let's say, large-scale terrorism or anything that would really get the authorities after you, then at most, when you pop up in their system, they will flag you as having spotted you, and then they'll most likely send it along the bureaucratic process and conclude that they don't have the resources to go after you quite yet because they have more important things to do. And that will repeat for every single day for years and years and years. Their bureaucracy really weighs them down. And there's not that many of them, as you might be thinking. They're not omnipresent.
Yeah, I imagine it would take highly trained individuals with the right stuff to put into an organization like that to stop certain things from spreading. So,
Well, I mean,
can't have an army.
again, it's very much a matter of where you use your resources.
Sure.
You can get a lot done with a small amount of influence, but you can get way more done if you simply manipulate other people in doing most of the work for you. But again, a lot of this is a matter of politics between our organizations, and there are also far larger issues that we have to constantly deal with. And I don't think it's a good idea if I were to drag you into that world. At best, we can tangentially be of use to each other occasionally.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But for now, as a means of me returning the favor, Kaylin, would you mind having a little discussion with them? I'm gonna go get some aspirin. Oh, and can I get a coffee? Actually, no. Could you just get me some water? The student will actually just throw their hands up, like, of course it's the one thing I don't have. And then they will go take care of that.
Man, that poor student.
Like
for the tea, by the way.
He has a tray with like tea, coffee, milk, sugar. Could I get some water? Of course, it's the one thing I don't have.
No, get your fucking water yourself.
But yes, then Kalen will speak up and say, I had been sensing that the underworld has gone through a lot of disturbances in the past few years, and that ever since then, people have become more and more common that have been touched by the spirits. Ever since the great storm of 1999, quite a few people just like you have been piercing the veil.
Oh,
What's this underworld you talk about?
probably the world of the dead.
Exactly.
Is that the same as the Umbra or some other further layer?
The underworld is a deep world of the Umbra, far away from the upper, more navigatable, more understandable ones. Unless you are a specialist like the Akashic Brotherhood. I actually want to say that correctly. Yeah, Akashic Brotherhood. Or actually, I want to say it correctly because fuck, it's the Karmic Hitmen. What the fuck are they called again? I think it's the wrong one actually. The Akashic Brotherhood is the field of mind. Traditions. Let me actually check because I want to say it correctly. Is it? Oh, it's the Chakravanti.
Chakravanti.
Gee, why do you keep mixing up all these just different terms? Well, one, they have really crooked names, and then two, they have different names depending on what edition and what set exactly you're talking about. Because in a different one, they are called the Euthanatoi. Which very technically is the mages that specialize in death and karma. So he will briefly say that he is not a Euthanatoi or Chakravanti. So he is not a specialist in the underworld, but the rest of the Umbra and its various layers he is very familiar with, as his speciality has always been in talking to the spirits that are present in all things. So it is very obvious to him that each of you has been dusted with a fine amount of spirit powder, crushed up little fragments of the dead that have made their way onto you. And he imagines that that will result in the voices of the underworld occasionally screaming at you for things that they want.
So that's what the messengers are?
That is certainly what they seem like to me. Again, I am not an expert in the underworld. There are large, powerful spirits that reside there that have their own agendas and wishes for how to make the will of the world shift and bring justice for the dead. They slowly pull on the world every day to try and adjust fate. But
Are we speaking about religion?
no, that is not a specific religion. All dead ultimately end up there.
So it's not like a demon?
Demons are something very different, although they are also associated with the underworld.
Yeah, didn't you guys fight one?
Did
Looks
you?
at Peter and Marcus.
I
The
don't
thing in the
know.
organ. At least Micah called it a demon, I think.
Yeah, Micah called it, but Micah's like a religious nut job, right?
Well, I mean, let's not forget, Micah is some very powerful entity that super dazes you and cuts your connection to the messengers if you look at him through the second sight. So,
Oh yeah, we would like to get your view about that. I had like a great couple of weeks without hearing a voice like yelling in my head about hunting things and like family business.
yeah, we met this guy who was dead for like, what was it, 3 days or no, not 3 days. He was dead for a while, and then he came back at the doctor's table apparently, and he got powers. And when we use our ability to sense the supernatural, that is sort of like a flashbang that severs that connection to whatever it is that's screaming in our heads and mutes the abilities that come with it. And he can expel what apparently is demonic influences from your head by sinking you into a pool and making you vomit. And then he gave Marcus a ritual that if he prays to this person and asks for power, he gets the power to smite things.
I
Apparently,
do not know exactly what you encountered, but I am aware that there are powerful spirits, some from ancient antiquity, or from what is referred to by some as the abyss, or from an extinction level event where there is no recollection of who or what they are at all anymore, some ancient event. And spirits that are that powerful can latch themselves onto bodies in this world like a parasite of sort, living inside that body, wearing it like a living skin. But what exactly they do while they are in that new body is very much up to them individually. Spirits can be very fickle and have their own agendas. If you are convinced that this particular spirit meant the world no harm, then I will leave that up to your assessment.
Yeah, I don't think so. He was.
How can I get rid of it if it's needed?
If you
I think he's
wish,
talking
I
about
could.
Micah.
Well, yeah. He's talking about Micah. Are you talking about the general spirit of the dead?
The general spirit that is like
The
connecting.
messengers. The messengers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's not make it more esoteric than it absolutely needs to be. 5 different parties all calling different things differently.
Yeah.
So yeah, he says that, well, if you want, I could likely negotiate with these spirits and ask them to be quiet for you.
But that would also make the edges they give us to disappear, right?
I mean,
It depends on how negotiations go.
yeah.
Do you think that you could make a good deal for me?
What exactly would you like to achieve? to still be able to use your powers to do the good things you are currently doing, except not have their say in your head anymore, driving you?
Basically, yes. I trust my own judgment and my own moral compass a lot more than external debt, maybe from decades or thousands of years ago, putting their ideas in my head and affecting me.
I can understand that. What exactly have these spirits been driving you to do? He asks all of you.
I think on a larger scale, it's to hunt down the supernatural to various degrees. For me, it seems to come out as a heightened urge to learn and find out more, and to sort of see a maybe grander picture, general, just a drive to understand and ask questions.
For you, it is to ask questions, but for him, it seems to be annoying him to be driven in a certain direction. So it is not the same for all of you, like there are different spirits in your head driving you towards different goals, right?
Yes, we have spoken some with Peter here about this one, and for us, it seems to be basically they want us to protect humans, which in itself is totally fine for me. But let's say that they are a little bit too eager to my taste. I would like to. My brain works better when there's not a constant yelling in my head.
Yeah.
Do all of you feel the same?
No,
I don't know. I kind of
it's not a bother to me.
it's kind of focused me.
I've even developed a method of actually conversing with them a little bit. It's often unclear and cryptic what they say, but
Well, I would like a chance to talk to these spirits as well.
sure.
Like
So
these
I will
spirits.
see what I can do.
So are we possessed or something? What the hell happened?
There are many forces that push and pull on every person every day. Some are easier to understand than others. Perhaps. Wait, let me make an example with something. And he reaches into his pocket and he will pull out a $100 note. And he will hold it up in the air towards Bruno. And he'll say, if you stand on one leg for the rest of this conversation, I will give you $100. And then Bruno stands on one leg. And then Galen will turn to the rest of you and see how easy even something like money will get us to do things that otherwise we would not be doing. And someone who would control, let's say, vast amounts of money would be able to get the entire human population to do things that otherwise they would not be doing, even though to you it might seem completely natural at the time. And that is just one force. There are many such forces all day, every day that lock us into patterns, desires, things you might not be thinking about whatsoever, but it is the reason you get up in the morning and do things, as opposed to staying in bed where it is warm and soft, or in your dreams, or exploring creativity. Something every day drives us to do what we do, and there are many such forces. But it is also important to understand that sometimes these forces are alien and we might want to extract them. Marcus, would you be willing to negotiate with your own spirits?
Yes.
All right. I owe Anya a small favor for getting me some information on this. And he looks at Dante and goes, If you have a little bit later, I would like to have a short conversation with you in private. But as a gesture of goodwill, let's try and silence those voices in you then, Marcus. He will grab some supplies from his pouches and sit in a nearby chair near Marcus and ask him to put his hands over each other with something in his hands that he grabs from the pouch and asks Marcus to hold. It seems to be a small bead of sorts.
All right.
Then to close your eyes, and he will draw with various other pouches a ritual circle near you. I'm assuming the rest of you are just standing by while Victor tries to take all sorts of notes. But
Yes, very much.
sort of goes without saying.
Yep.
Some parts of it, again, similar to other magic you've observed, seem very straightforward, and other parts seem like they make no sense whatsoever. And he seems to extensively be taking his time. Like, he is just taking 20 minutes for something he could probably do in one. He is drawing out the entire process of doing it. And about halfway through, Marcus will sort of lull into a trance state. And after a bit, you will find, yourself aware that nearby in the room with you are various other presences that you were not aware of before. They stand there sort of in the shape of a humanoid. You've got your eyes closed and not really focused on them, but you can sort of feel them there, and you can sort of hear them muffled, talking, saying something. A few of them you will recognize as the voices that have been yelling at you all this time to go hunt down certain things. Somewhere nearby, stench of rotten flesh. That thing looks undead. Take a closer look. That's an escaped dead. Silence it. Bring it back to the underworld. That one does not belong here. That one must get his proper punishment in hell. There are other voices too. You vaguely recognize them, but they seem like they are not the voices that are driving you. Stuff like, you should be with your son right now. And one saying stuff that your parents told you when you were young over and over.
I will not on those entities' directions, acknowledging them.
Yeah. Other ones are what seems to be the newscaster on TV constantly talking about stuff that you're afraid of in the world right now. Scaring you with stuff like global warming, how it's going to kill everyone real soon. Coronavirus, everyone, mask up, get a jab, get another jab. Free fries with your jab. Another one, eat fast food, become fat, it's fine, it's quick, it's tasty, yum, yum, yum. But you're focusing on the one voice. The one voice that's talking about stuff that you can't quickly explain. The one talking about killing the undead and ghosts and other threats that don't belong. And you can talk to that voice.
What do you really want from me?
And that voice will sort of say in a similar manner, like, hunt down the escaped, hunt down that don't belong here, bring back order to this world. Something went wrong, fix it. Find those that do not belong and kill them, hunt them down, break their body down to the finest powder, and send them back to the underworld where they belong.
We are in agreement. I share these sentiments. Now, can we maybe voice it a little more gently, little less loudly, little less often?
Do you understand what we want? Are we in agreement?
I hope that you want to keep the humankind in safety. Destroy things that want to harm it, that are unnatural.
It says, I just want them back.
We are in agreement, but only if they are here to hurt people.
And the voice will say, I do not care. I
But
just
I do.
want them back.
If that's not good for you, find somebody else.
The voice will start yelling louder and more aggressively. Now that it's aware that you can hear him clearly, it's like, no, this must be taken care of. It is important. It will do damage. It will be bad for mankind too if they are allowed to stay. You care about that, right?
Explain to me why. I have a friend
Bigger
here. I will point out
picture,
Victor.
imbalance in karma. Not to mention lords of dead will rain fury on all of you. Not to mention you in afterlife.
It will hurt us in the afterlife?
Very.
Okay, we are in agreement if you speak truth. I need to think about myself and my family.
Good. Are we in agreement? You will go hunt them all down?
In my own pace, still protecting myself as well, because if I'm dead, I cannot keep hunting.
Agreed.
And you will calm down a little bit.
Acceptable. If as long as you understand. And with that, it is just quiet. It's like, all right, all has been said that needs to be said.
Okay.
Kalen will say, like, good. That seemed to be very productive.
I'm going to ask him that, like, did the spirit speak the truth about the consequence of the afterlife?
I have no reason to doubt spirits when they say things, although some are more nefarious than others. Again, I am not an expert on the underworld, but I have spoken to many spirits that talk of many different types of afterlife. If one says that you have been touched by something and seems very insistent that it knows something, perhaps for now you should believe it, even if only for the fact that it will stay quiet while you do.
Yes, as long as its goals are aligned with my morals, I am fine with it. I would hunt unnatural killer monsters anyway if they threatened other people, even without more urgency. How to get out of here?
The building, you mean?
The trance. I guess I'm still in the trance state, like seeing the.
Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot you can't move right now. And then he will just sort of shake you awake. And then you will just sort of get out of the trance, and you will find him shaking you.
Oh, all right. That was really weird. I'm going to like tell in a few phrases the conversation I had.
Wow, you talk to the drive.
There were many voices. Some of them could have been internal, or I thought they were internal, but there was this one strong one. I question, like, did it actually have like a form, or my eyes were closed, so I have no idea about how it looked like. It had a strong voice, and
yeah, using your other senses, you would just get a vague idea that it was a humanoid shape, although, again, you couldn't see it, so you would simply describe it as a distinct presence. But your other senses, you could smell it, you could sort of feel a general warmth in a direction. While you were in this trance state, you had sort of other senses as well.
Yeah, and I also like to state the fact that it urges to like fix things, even if the spirits or creatures were or seemed harmless, that they cause like a havoc in the afterlife by just existing.
That seems.
So they're tearing up heaven?
Man, now I kind of want to have a chat with mine. I mean, I can do it a little bit, but it's not the same. It's usually a jumble of images and sounds and words.
I would recommend against unnecessary talking to them. It is quite possible to make things worse.
I suppose.
If you do not have a particular ailment you are trying to fix, like your friend here, then I would recommend against it. There is always a risk of backlash.
I suppose.
Okay. I mean, I've been ignoring my feelings for centuries. Centuries. Yeah, centuries. So, no, what's it called? Decades. That's the one.
Yeah.
Unless you've lived for hundreds of years, then yes, decades would be the right word.
Do you have some confessions to make, Peter?
So I can just keep on shrugging them, putting it into the pot.
I mean,
it's not like I'm.
All of them seems a bit.
I'm not actively trying to fight against this. This is good for me. In the end, brought me back from dark place anyway. Yeah. So,
yes.
So thanks, Mr. Was it Dream Speaker? No, you didn't want that. You wanted something else.
His name was Kalen. I suppose you can use his
My name is Kalen.
I have a name. Okay, Kalen, thanks. But yeah, I'm good.
Anya will come back at this point. She is just sort of sitting tired in a chair at this point, sort of just recovering, lazily, just on her phone, doom scrolling at this point.
The Archmage fellow said something that one of us has a spiritual something or another reservation or something.
Oh, that would have been when he was at PAX, like a small infection.
Right.
I think all the invisible sitting around eating drugs.
That could very well, if he was to go into the spirit world, then he would have 5 just sentient drugs sitting around him, screaming, "Do me! Do me! Do me!"
Like months of peyote. I think that guy's been through some places carry some infections.
The peyote one's just sitting there going, "Please, please, no more."
I have been abused enough.
I need a day off, man. Not again.
You've been using me so much.
Yeah. Pax is like, "No, I will squeeze you more." He goes over to him, squeezes him, and he goes into the drug state again.
Happy place.
This is the Soviet way of using drugs.
Yeah. Yeah, but thanks, Kalen. I think that's all they need for now. You wanted to talk to Dante, a wee bit, right? Okay. Do you guys mind if we give him and Dante some time together? They had something they need to discuss, apparently.
Victor turns to Dante and asks if Dante wants it. Like, you okay
Af-
talking with this
after
man?
seeing you guys just interacting with him and seeing what he did for Marcus, he will have no problem with this. Like, fine,
Okay.
he seems like you guys trust him, so very well. He seems like a shaman of sorts. I'm familiar with that. I'll go have a brief chat with him, I guess.
Yeah, I'm fine then.
Yes, it is a little bit of a private matter for him that I want his opinion on before I share anything else.
Oh, absolutely. Just
Very well.
it's sort of our responsibility in this world. So
Yep. Yeah. All right. They will make their way to one of the other more private rooms where they will have a little chat. In the meantime, the rest of you can recover. Now, Annie will mostly just sort of be out of it. And like I said, recovering, doom scrolling, trying not to exert too much energy since she seems to be spent. Her assistants will bring her, drinks and snacks and whatnot. Talk to her about some things. Give her a printout of something. Huh? What?
no. You
You can't just suddenly go as if it's the biggest fucking thing in the world.
Well, seeing her spent, that means her mana pool's empty. She has assistants.
I mean, yeah, wouldn't you?
Probably. So.
I would make a binary code computer out of skeletons.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what happens with the old assistants.
It's more subconscious reaction. I don't know why I said.
That's how you screw over a D&D game too. Just and then you see the bush.
Yeah.
What? Huh?
It all makes sense.
Yeah, and then the GM's like, "Did I miss something?" No, never mind.
Go ahead, continue. Anyway,
It's
the
a player
bushes.
version of a GM just rolling dice and going, no, just continue. Nothing.
You'll see a green man with a bow. Anyway, after a while, they will come back, and
Yeah. Victor will be going around the room poking and checking and looking, and he can't sit
Yeah,
still.
me
He's in
too.
a magical digital space room with a
And I guess it's-
teleporters, ceilings,
Yeah.
he's all over it.
And I'm
Let's see how
disarmed
it takes.
in a weird place. So yeah, I'm pacing around too, just for a completely different reason.
right. Dante will say that he is discussing various aspects about himself that he is now discovering thanks to the shaman here. That being a Garu apparently comes with all sorts of connections and spiritual abilities that he is being put quickly in touch with, and also that he should probably talk to some more experienced of the tribe.
How do we get you home?
Well, that is something he still sort of wants to discuss in detail and says, well, that'll probably take a little bit as there is a lot to talk about. And he says, look, didn't you guys have something else you wanted to do in the States? Something like with a videotape that you wanted to pick up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Hex
that's
had
for
his
Bruno.
home video
Right.
he needed to get back.
Well, maybe it makes sense that you go pick that up in the meantime or so while we discuss things.
Yeah.
Sure thing. I'll just pop into my personal gateway out of here. Right? That's how this thing works. People just pop in and out.
You mean the
Oh,
door?
they like-
Reason for sarcasm.
Actually,
Yeah,
which
we have no
state,
means
which
of
state
getting
did I
out.
say you were in?
It was Wisconsin, wasn't it?
No, I think I said like Wichita.
Yes, it did.
Wichita, yes. Yeah, which isn't even that far away. Like Wichita, Kansas is how far is that? not even a few 100 kilometers.
Just
Okay,
to
a few
check,
hundred.
we're in some server cluster somewhere in a state.
Yeah, you're in Kansas, Wichita, which is right below Nebraska, which is where you previously were.
Right.
And we're getting... Oh, we have viewers asking questions. We're playing Hunter the Reckoning, 20th edition. Except I'm playing it... We're all playing it in a big clusterfuck, where it's effectively all of World of Darkness. As currently
was
they're
asking?
talking to... Oh, the viewers in the kick.
Oh. Hello, viewer.
Hello, viewers.
Or currently they're talking to Mages the Ascension about their Werewolf the Apocalypse. But yes, it means you can effectively just go outside, and of course your car would currently still be in Nebraska,
Right.
which...
Yeah. Not walking there. We should get a cab, but that's gonna cost like
A
Oh,
too
lot.
much. So jag a car, rent a car.
oh well, one of my assistants
Probably
probably has a
rent a
car
car.
you can borrow. I mean, just
Oh,
just
even
bring it
better.
back if you would.
Well, I'd bring back my own car if I had a
Good.
chance.
I mean, I guess we have two people who can't. Well, I guess three people who can drive.
Yeah,
But
that's not a problem, right? Just hop in the car
No.
and drive over there.
Yeah.
Good.
Just recently, our track record with non-wrecked cars is pretty low. So
Well, if you wreck it, then you'll owe them a favor. Also, they're, capable of dishing out a large amount of abilities. I'm sure one of them has car repair in there somewhere. They're offering. What could probably go wrong, right? Don't need to worry about that too much.
Yeah, and
sure.
we're just going to fetch a videotape. It's not like there's going to be an army of undead waiting for us or anything. So
We were
whatever.
going to fetch just a suit from an unguarded, old dilapidated barnyard or something like that, and
Well,
now
we knew
we're
it was a
literally
flying
inside
suit.
the internet.
Oh fuck, they're on to me. They realize that when they send them somewhere, there's actually shit there. Well, what's the worst that could happen? And you should probably be prepared for that. On your way out, they give you
Yeah.
your guns back.
Anyway, yeah. Thanks for the
Also,
car.
I just
We'll
realized
bring
that
it back in one piece.
I just realized that because Anders, playing Bex, the one who had the videotape.
Yeah.
Because he's not actually here. It might be a little shitty to actually do that.
Yeah, we shouldn't do that. But we could like end on a cliffhanger going there. Well, not cliffhanger, but end on our way there.
That is true.
But yeah, we shouldn't do that without X.
At the very
Yeah.
least, yeah. As soon as shit actually goes down. Okay. Oh, now shit's gonna go down.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Shit was going to go down. Never.
Oh, it'll probably be fine. It'll probably be fine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's a day. It's not even a day's travel back and forth. You can just pop in and out real quick. Go over there. Go to the guy, punch him in the face, grab the videotape, leave, or whatever exactly your plan is. Because you are aware, what Pex would have shared, that this videotape has been in the hands of I should actually just check, Nebraska ranch. Where did I have it? It is a ranch owner, Nebraska ranch. I should probably flip that. Here we go. Ranch, Nebraska. Here we go. And Nebraska. I believe, no, or is it? There was a ranch here that looked really cool and had all sorts of stuff. Oregon beef, no. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Okay, good. There was like one of the ranches here that effectively just looked like a a big house where they had, steers running around and fresh beef and whatnot. And it looked like the owner was quite wealthy, which also means that they probably had a few hobbies. And in this particular case, they had quite a bit of money to throw around for this videotape, which is the whole reason you managed to find it so quickly in the first place, in that the eBay auction, rather than just, going for a few scraps like you initially expected, ended up just having one person go wham, $10,000 for the tape, which was great at the time in that you made a bunch of money, but was also very noteworthy in that it means that someone was really interested in this tape with the supposed cryptid on it. Probably some rich collector.
Or
well, more specifically, Marcus made the money, which he then put in a car.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right. To
And on a
replace the
company.
other one. Yeah. Which, remember, he also went up in how much money he had available in that period. So.
Oh, I don't think the amount was disclosed to the rest of us. So
Also, it's fairly abstract in this system because we're not micromanaging the amount, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. But
But
I
more
just thought
importantly-
he sold it to someone for a pittance, and then it went further, and now it has cropped up again.
A lot of the junk got sold for nothing, but the reason you're able to track this and that it was noteworthy is because quite a large amount of money was paid for it.
Okay.
Now, normally that sort of stuff is anonymous, but a user is associated with an account that buys something, and then you can sort of track that, which is ultimately why you're able to figure out it was here. Marcus has connections, traces exist. Long story short, you're about a day's travel away from here. I'm assuming you're taking the car that was offered. Yes?
Absolutely.
And I'm assuming you're driving there, because there's not a whole lot else currently on the agenda, unless you just want to wait around a whole bunch, right? Assuming.
Yeah.
Great. Then the bunch of you
They'll
hop in a
hop
car.
on the driver's seat.
Yeah. Well. We'll hop in the car to this ranch. Now, as you arrive there, let's see, who would be in front and checking stuff first, and what would be the first things you encounter? As you get out of the car, there is clearly the bovines and the ranch just doing its activities in the background, but things seem slightly dilapidated. All of the curtains of the house, of the ranch, seem shut, even though it is still daytime. And who would be in front? Peter, you're the most perceptive of the bunch. Would you mind giving us a perception alertness check as you try to get a vibe for the situation?
Well, 5
5 successes. Perfect. Pretty much what I expected from you, because, God, you have a lot of stats in that. You will smell salt water, and you can see that from one of the doors on the lower floor, there is a constant trickle of water, as if someone just has several faucets on full blast, and there's water just constantly pouring out of it. As water flows under the door.
Salt water.
And you smell salt water strongly, as if the ocean is nearby.
Okay. It's like the sea is inside that house. Like, it smells like a harbor.
Let's see if I had.
So,
did I have? Let's see. Nope, don't have that here. I'm
be
assuming
on your
you're approaching the
guard.
place.
Yeah, something's not right here.
Now, something's not right
fishy
with this
around
house, but yes, something indeed smells fishy around here. And why does Google Maps not allow me to make the picture larger? Ugh, it's fine. But yes, it is somewhat evening, but it is still quite loud outside, yet all the curtains are closed. There is this clear smell of salt water, and water is flowing out of the bottom floor of the house as if there is just a massive leak or something, or every faucet in the house is turned on. How do you approach this situation?
I assume we got rearmed.
Yes, you all have your guns.
So yep. I take out the shotgun. Just be prepared. Okay. We should go around the house. See if something leaks, like from every door, or is there a dry place for us to get in? A dry entrance.
Most of the doors on the bottom floor will have this same issue. However, as soon as you get even a floor higher, there is the sound of running water, but there doesn't seem to be just a constant flood of water coming out of the house.
I go to a window and try to peek inside. See what's causing the water flow.
Let's see, would you be able to look inside? I think that's a little bit of a luck situation. Whoops, well, whatever. A 1 is a 1. No, everything seems tightly closed. Unless you go up to one of the doors or break a window, it doesn't look like you can get a good look inside.
Yeah. Okay, well, that door there. That door, we should use that one. Think that's the driest one. Okay, everybody ready? Because
I don't have a gun still. I mean, mine's still in the Umbra. But sure, you go first.
Okay. I count down with my fingers, like 3, 2, 1, and then just try to open the door instantly, like with some force. But if it's locked, I'm not gonna break it straight away.
Okay. The door itself is very much an average door. It seems like it's locked with a standard human lock. Does any of you pick the lock, or do you just bust it open?
Exactly. As it doesn't open, I wave at Marcus like, "Hey, you get them. You get the tools for this."
Is there some reason we just don't use the doorbell?
Because
this place,
stuff is happening inside.
Doorbell's totally an option. Breaking in is an option. Busting the door down is an option, but pick one.
We know there's a weird video here, and there's also a seawater in here. Mm-hmm. Look at this place. There's not sea anywhere in here. We gotta go in, man.
Let's take a minute and go around the house. Maybe we can have a good look through the windows.
Okay, sure.
We couldn't.
Well, you couldn't at first glance. If you're taking time for it, then just give me a quick wits investigation roll. Marcus, specifically, since he's leading the charge.
Yeah.
And you have expertise in security, so either you would be breaking in or you would be aware of where you're looking. So if you can quickly give me the roll, then...
Here we go.
We'll see the matches. And total successes. 3 successes. Okay.
9, 10, 10.
Okay. First off, you find several places where you can just sort of look inside. So, second off, you can find windows that you can sort of slide open that are poorly secured.
Well, before we go to breaking and entering, let's just look through the windows and see if there's anybody home, and is there something weird going on beside all the water faucets being open.
As you look through the windows, you will conclude 2 things. 1, well, 3 things depending on how I'm counting. 1, most of the lights seem off. However, you can see that there are multiple aquariums inside that seem to be overflowing with something odd in them. They don't look like they have fish in them. Secondly, it is quite dark inside. Thirdly, there seems to be one room where there is a glow coming from, a glow that is changing colors, and sound is coming from there.
It's gotta be the tape. Take out. Oh, do I have a flashlight? I don't. No. We took the flashlight with us. To
I'm
the
assuming
basement.
I'm assuming you just have your stuff.
Yeah.
How dark?
Outside it is.
Oh, outside.
I don't know, like 2 hours before nighttime.
All right. Okay. Peter, that window's actually open.
Yeah. You could probably just slide it aside and just get inside that way.
I shine the I switch the flashlight on and just shine into the into the room, especially to the tanks. Like let me see what's actually in there.
Are you trying to remain undetected?
Not at this point, I don't think, because you shine a light to a dark room.
All right, then I'm making that just sort of a luck roll. 3. All right, noted. As for detecting what's going on inside, I'm trusting Peter's ability to be perceptive in a situation like this. Okay, so as you investigate the inside of that place, you will mostly see those aquariums. Why is it always... As you're taking a quick look at them, they look... First off, they don't have fish in them. They have shellfish, and some of them have small cephalopods in them. And all of them look like they are overgrown with algae, have a hose in the top of them that is constantly filling them up with water and is currently overflowing, and some sort of nasty, bubbly goop is coming up out of them and overflowing onto the sides and onto the floor. It smells intensely of salt water in here.
Okay, I have to like open my eyes and yeah, I'll activate second sight. I need to see if this is something weird.
Okay. To your second sight, when you activate it, the entire place would look like a poisonous swamp.
Okay. Okay, I definitely have something here.
Except rather
like,
than...
like a swamp. What the hell?
And I'm saying poisonous swamp in the sense that you feel if you touch this, you would be poisoned.
Yeah.
As far
don't touch
as,
this stuff.
Yeah, as
Victor,
far as color
keep your
and
hands to
vibe
yourself.
goes, it looks dark blue and black, as if it is the bottom of the ocean.
Is there anything against like just burning the whole house down?
Well, the cassette.
civil laws.
We need to get the VCR.
Okay, so not destroying it, but getting it.
VHS,
I think we're
that's
getting to the point where we should probably consult Pax on what he wants to do and how he wants to proceed, especially with burning the house and destroying the cassette.
Yeah. Note that the house is large enough that, while setting it on fire is a possibility, it's not a quick possibility.
Yeah.
Not to
especially if
mention
it's
that
filled with
everything's
water.
filled with water, so
Exactly. It is damp.
it is very fireproof right now.
By the time it does burn properly, the fire brigade will be here.
Or whatever is inside would be able to do things, or the fire brigade, or
Yeah.
police.
Yeah.
Gasoline is lighter than water, though. So
Additionally, some lights will go on, and you will hear some movement from inside the house as something is shuffling its way in your direction.
okay, instantly, weapon at the ready, targeted at the sound, or at least
Okay.
the
It seems
direction.
to be some person who is currently wrapped up in a cloak or some sort of bathrobe, sort of looking around the corner, going, "What was that noise?"
Mark's gonna just hide like on the corner of the house, also bringing the gun out.
Okay, you guys are outside the house, looking in through the window, doing this stuff.
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah, that's how I imagined.
You will see a figure.
A cup.
Like I said, initially just a figure with a bathrobe up, but something is horribly wrong with his face and hands. as far as at least only Peter can see right now, since it's in the dark room with poor lighting, and he's the only one with enough perception for that as he's looking inside. And they are currently just briefly going, did I just hear something? What was that? And look at, the curtains being maybe slightly aside. I don't know how much you moved out of the way. And then he'll just take the chance to sort of check up on the aquariums, put his sort of his finger into the tank, taste the salinity. That was good. Go up to the next tank, check that one.
Okay. Stealing my nerves, trying to swallow a pile of goop coming to my mouth with somebody actually tasting that poisonous stuff. Okay. Hey, I pull away from the window, and I say to the guys like, okay, something's wrong with their face. That's not. I don't think that's a natural thing. That's not a human. I mean,
You sure?
it tasted the salt water. There's a person in that room.
Okay.
How do you proceed?
Maybe we could prize them if we just crashed in.
Do we really want to do that?
Or shall we just wait? If when they go away, we just
Or go to sleep?
sneak in.
Many options, but in case of doubt, the initiative will be Marcus's. You've got the spotlight. What's your opinion on this?
Bruno, if you don't say otherwise, let's wait for things to calm down. If it's any humankind, it's gonna go to sleep. We can go after that to search for the tape, but I just need to know how it looks like. And is, well, burning the house not an option anymore if there's something living inside of it?
Well, so it was okay to burn down the whatever clams in there, but this freaky creature, no. Dude, that's definitely not human.
Well,
it definitely seems that way.
Fair, it's easy to kill when it sleeps.
Okay, that's
if we go on that
that's
path.
good to hear.
Okay. So right now, your tactic is, okay, retreat, try and observe it from a distance, try and figure out some more info.
What I'm going to do is there any convenient, good place for me to basically just place the drone so that I can just start the camera, basically, not flying it around?
There's a roof, but climbing on the roof would be...
no, that's too much noise.
You can climb up to the higher area, put it there, hope you get a view on it.
Maybe a tree?
You can see the same picture as me. Where would you put it?
Does it go any bigger?
Unfortunately,
It
it seems to be a little bit of a shitty... Hold on. What if...
No, we were on the lower part of the house, right?
The Springs. Where the fuck the ranch go? Damn it. Yes, you were in the lower part. I hate it when Google Maps does this. It's fine.
Yeah, I think that it was
Rewald Ranch, that one.
There are a couple of trees nearby.
Yes, there's trees nearby.
Hanging on a branch.
The road. Let's see. Does Google Maps allow me to get some more info here? Or is it literally just the one picture? Comstock Premier Lodge? No, that's not what we just clicked. It was Rewald Ranch. Why the fuck? Why does it think it's two different things? See photos. One photo. Thanks, Google.
I don't think Street View goes that far.
It It does seem to have some problem, but oh well. You're just gonna have to deal with this. It's a picture. You can, but yeah. Unfortunately, none of the trees really go that high. Of course, you could just put it there to try and get a vague overview of the building from a distance. You tell me what you try to do.
But there wasn't any lights on, like even now. It was totally dark.
Except from the lights of what you think is some sort of TV inside.
Okay.
There don't seem to be many lights on. The aquariums have little lights on them, but in general, the lights seem to be very dimmed.
All right. And we can basically see the same thing with our eyes, like a bit further away. So my idea is to like see when the TV goes out, wait for an hour or two for the guy to fall asleep, and then at that point to break in.
I understand. So the question is, can you determine when that happens with your drone? And are you lucky enough that it actually seems to work? Okay.
Yeah.
So going with that, and then breaking it. Okay.
Who knows?
Of course, these are all questions like, does this particular creature sleep? Does he happen to sleep today? Is he just a person that has a thing or not?
Is it a Halloween mask and like Peter was just seeing things?
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
So let's see. Okay, all right. Let's say you observe it for the next couple of hours. Do you happen to detect it going down? Okay, deep in the night, you detect the TV going off, apparently.
Okay. While I'm waiting, I will do a quick Google search about this address. Like, is there any events happening here, like local news, bodies found, people missing, something weird, just around this area?
Right.
I'm gonna take a picture of the house and like use a Google and TinEye image search if the same building has been shown in any website, the web crawler has found and such forth.
Right. Okay, just give me intelligence investigation DC 7.
Yep.
As you try to use those hours you have as you're parked outside of it, as you do some internet research on this location, as far as the information is available publicly and recently. So you have to keep in mind, if all of a sudden it would, be like, oh my God, no one's responding here anymore, cops would probably have shown up.
3 successes.
3 successes. Okay, that's really good. As far as you could tell, this is the home of a ranch owner who has quite a little bit of a reputation for collecting cryptid tidbits, and supposedly has a large collection of videotapes that contain cryptids, is running a successful ranch otherwise, and about a month ago purchased that expensive videotape. So far, you are aware of. The ranch was generally also open to be rented for events. However, a month ago, that also stopped. Cited reasons were closed for renovations. There are no articles that report any sort of missing people. But you are aware that there should be several ranch staff that are here as well, which so far you haven't really caught any wind of. They should be inside, but you haven't seen them yet.
Any pictures of the people who live here?
Work here.
You would, on their site, simply find a photo of what looks like 2 young cowboy-looking fellas who are ranchers. One somewhat middle-aged owner-looking fellow, and a housekeeper.
Okay. And none of them look like monsters.
None of them look like monsters, no.
All right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna show the picture for Peter that like it was this one of these you saw.
and the one he saw, Peter will be able to pick out and say, oh yeah, that's the owner / collector that he saw, except in the picture, he doesn't look like a weird monster fella, and the one that Peter saw looked like there was something horribly wrong with his face.
All right. Okay. Gotcha.
Like he's
So
growing a beak or something.
is Peter good at stealthing?
I don't know, Peter, do you think you're good at stealthing?
Based on him
my goodness, I was-
hunting?
Yeah. Of course I'm good.
Yeah, he's a sniper.
Don't you worry.
All right.
Camouflage is my middle name.
All right.
I thought it was Kevin.
What do you want to do with that information?
I'm totally layman when it comes with stealth. Not very stealthy at all. How about you, Victor?
Let me check my sheet. Stealth. I mean, I know how to sneak out of the house quietly, or bypass a bully in the school hallway, I suppose. But I have 1 point.
Do you have enough stealth to the point where you would, put your life on the line with it?
I will get 4 dice, so maybe not.
So we're around in the same spot.
Yeah, I have 4 dice for stealth, so Victor's
have
like,
3.
I mean, I can sneak behind a school bully on the other side of the hallway, I guess, but breaking into a rich person's house with, what did you say, Kitten? It's full of poison sludge?
Yeah, multiple people most likely as well.
Yeah, I mean, who knows how many of them have been transfigurated by the tape or whatever's on it.
Yeah. Is there any good place where Peter could get like a sniper shot? As we spoke about that, it was like a clear sight from the drone, so I guess that there's also is no clear sight for the sniper.
Because all the curtains are shut, and it's especially in the middle of the night, all the lights are off, getting a shot from a distance is just nearly impossible.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good, but I'm not that good.
Okay. So my recommendation that 2 of us tries to get inside the house, and 1 is the backup.
Okay.
And it's ready to drive away if everything goes horribly wrong.
Right. Okay, so let's write that down so we have it. Plan.
Well, actually,
Plan to check with Bruno. Oh God, why is it so tiny? Or the map is just actually horribly zoomed out. I need to make all of this smaller. I just keep making things bigger and bigger every time we go somewhere. Okay. To check. Check with Bruno. What did you say? Sneak inside?
Yeah, so we have like a sneak team, and then we have backup team.
Sneak team. Backup team. What is the plan of the sneak team? Sneak inside, shoot them? What the
Sneak inside to get the VHS.
Yeah, the tape and get out without killing anything.
Leave. Backup team if shit goes down.
Like
fair enough.
Shoot around and like drive us away.
Yep. I will also add supposedly the 4 people at this ranch. Okay. With that information, I think, because Bruno will need to be here next time, and it's almost 9 o'clock,
Yep.
that we will leave it here. When Bruno's back, he can decide what exactly is worth doing with the videotape, whether or not he wants to risk his life or just burn it down and deal with whatever the fuck those things are. And then also the discussion, I should just add that, also discuss conclusion with Dante about Garou / goals in life. because that will probably put you guys on a new path then, if you're going to be allied with him and the Dreamwalker, about what he will suggest as things you might want to focus on, because some new truths will be revealed, and if you guys are effectively going to be a backup team or a scout team for a Garou, that very quickly puts you in a different sort of ballpark. As you will find that there are, similar to the party that you're dealing with right now, many things in World of Darkness that might not be quite on the world-threatening level that mages deal with, or the politics of the technocracy, but there are still many, many things that simply require some people with guns tracking them down and shooting them in the face.
That's definitely me.
So we'll pick that up next time for Hunter.
Yay!
The road tripping. The cluster fucking of everything at once. Oh my god, I took way too many things in a big pile. Learning. If there's nothing else that you want to remember for next time, say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. All right. Good night.
Good night, viewer.